What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of the Slack Adjusters. Man, we appreciate every one of our viewers. We got another special episode for y'all today. Salim, how you feeling today, brother?
Feeling great, man. Feeling really good today. We got a good reaction video for you all, and we got a special guest.
Yes, sir.
So we'll bring him in a moment. But yeah, man, everything's good. How's your day been?
Man, it's been a long day, but I've been waiting all day for this podcast, man. I'm glad our guest was able to work us in his schedule, and I think our viewers are going to be in for a pleasant surprise, man.
Yeah. So let's just bring him on stage. Uh, Al Lassiter. Yes.
Yes, sir.
We got a little different opinion instead of us two uneducated podcasters just talking and running our mouths. We actually got someone in the space who's actually a field training officer. We're not gonna put his department out there, but yeah, he's a field training officer, so he knows the ins and outs of not only doing the work but training. Okay, yep. So Al, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Salim. How are you tonight?
Everything's lovely, man. Everything's lovely. So we want to mix it up today. We wanted to mix it up today, right?
Yep.
We all gonna watch the video, react to it, right? And then we're gonna we'll let you give a more educated opinion about the video. All right.
Alrighty, sounds good.
What you thinking?
You want to give the people a backstory about the video we're about to watch, or
you give them a backstory? You tell them about it. You hype it up real quick.
All right, so Salim just about to jump into a video and not tell y'all what it is. About a year ago, a young man was pulled over by some cops in Jacksonville, and it didn't go his way at all, and it went viral. And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of opinions on it, and we have Mr. Lassiter here that's going to give us his point of view from an officer stance, and let's just get into it.
An officer steps out. I don't hear the video audio at all. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Florida 24 Bravo Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I know not this.
Pause here right quick.
Yes, sir.
Pause.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
735. I'm a property dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the
You can pause now.
Hey, what's wrong? What did he do wrong, man? What's going on? I'll give us some insight on what's happening.
Well, first, for starters, the officer read the tag of the vehicle. That is a form of not only identification of the vehicle, but also to let dispatch know exactly what kind of vehicle he has. And second of all, when the officer stated unknown occupants due to tint, that's because he can unable to see through the glass and see how many folks are in the vehicle.
Okay.
One of the reasons on the traffic side of the fence, some states are very anal retentive about tint on vehicles is because a lot of officers have been feloniously assaulted and killed walking up on a car. They can't see who's in the car, and the people jump out shooting. Second of all, we had what I like to refer to as a BVI, behavioral violence indicator. A behavioral violence indicator is when somebody does something that is a predictor of violence and or can possibly turn violent. So when the officer approached the vehicle and the door automatically popped open, from my time on the street, I don't know what can happen at that point. I don't know if you're going to jump out and start shooting. I don't know if the other person on the passenger side, if you have other people in the car, if they're going to jump out and run from me, which I've had that happen. I don't know if you're drunk. I don't know if you're high. You could be a combination of both. As my old associate used to say, at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't know if anybody has guns, drugs, or a dead hooker in the trunk. So that being said, a lot of us are very apprehensive if I don't know what I'm dealing with and I see the first sign of noncompliance. Second thing of noncompliance, when he was explained why he was pulled over, the individual pushed back on him and said, I don't have to have my lights on. And in most states, especially during rain, I can't speak for Florida, but I know in Georgia and Alabama, the two states I have worked in, by state law, you have to have your headlights on when it's raining, and you can see water on the vehicles, and there's appears to be wet pavement he walked out on. So, and then the other violence BVI, what I refer to as behavioral violence indicator, is he shut the door and did not want to step out of the vehicle when he was instructed to several times. So I don't know if he's about to ambush me. I don't know if he's about to drive off. I don't know if he's going to back the car into me and try to run me over. There are several different worst case scenarios this way could go.
Right.
So with that being said, the officer acted in caution, put out on the radio to ask for additional units, and he also stated the individual was uncooperative. So just because you're uncooperative talking does not mean in a split second it can go to guns or knives or something else. Especially when you're dealing with people who are drunk, high, or inebriated at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. All right,
But
cool.
continue.
All right, let's go.
25 seconds. If they're not for the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
Unit
25 seconds. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay.
Also, if I may interject here,
Right now,
Yes, sir.
when he said keep your hands visible, that is a lot of times we ask that because if I see somebody doing all this, I don't know if you're fooling around for a gun. I don't know if you're trying to hide dope. I don't know if you're high on 5 different drugs. So to us, when we see all this movement, I don't know what's coming at me. It's kind of like from a judo perspective. If somebody just grabs the gi and pulls it in one direction, if I don't know what's coming, I have to presume worst case scenario and act in my own best interest. Many times in policing and also in the fire service, we are taught our primary goal every day is to go home every day to the people we care about. And many of us, regardless of how well trained we are or prepared we are, at the end of the day, a lot of us would prefer to talk you into compliance instead of fighting you into compliance, which is a completely different topic, but I believe this video touches on that. You can continue.
Okay.
you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
Now they made a point here and watching a lot of these. I've been watching a lot of coverage on this stuff where the police pulled up just recently. He didn't even have. They saying he didn't even have his lights on. You see, he pulls up without his lights on. But here's the thing: if you watch the coverage on the lead attorneys and watch his breakdown of the situation here, and he broke up, and the way he broke it down was the lights are supposed to be on during rain, smoke, or fog. It was not. It never said. It never used the word inclement weather. It said during rain, smoke, or fog. And obviously, we don't know if the rain just stopped. If he pulled him over, and as he pulled him over, the rain stopped. We don't know what happened. So it's not rain.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? And it's
I
not.
understand. I can understand that. On the flip side, a lot of your just to give you a little historical background, the reason why a lot of cars started coming with daytime running headlights about 15 to 20 years ago was to prevent um, accidents and collisions during overcast, cloudy, or inclement weather. And I can see the video. It's could be cloudy, could be foggy outside, and a lot of times when you have low hanging clouds or uncooperative weather, certain signs or certain things may not be as visible to you even with the headlights on.
I got you. All right.
And also, just to enter a sign that someone may be inebriated or intoxicated or high is someone driving in inclement weather or at night with no headlights or taillights on. But something to think about. But you can continue.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Vehicle's blocked in. He's locked it up. He's putting the window down on the passenger side to talk to
If you pause here for a second, if I may interject. Also, I counted approximately 7 times he was asked to exit the vehicle.
Yeah.
Wasn't asked once, wasn't asked twice, was asked approximately 7 times to exit the vehicle.
Okay.
In the state of Georgia and Alabama and Tennessee, it's referred to as obstruction of the officer, criminal obstruction. In Florida, the statute he's referring to is resisting arrest, not complying with exiting the vehicle, as he was given a lawful command 7 times to exit the vehicle. And many times, if we give you instructions and you willfully disobey or willfully ignore us or decide to call us less palatable names, to us, it's a sign of not just resistance, but I don't know what you're going to do next. Also, by the way the body camera is angled, the officer has moved to the rear, kind of towards the back B pillar, in case the individual does decide to get violent and start shooting. So one of the things we teach on traffic stops is you want to be angled kind of out of the driver's line of sight or off to a specific angle. So even if the individual shoots at you or shoots or even hits you, you're hit indirectly instead of directly. That's why you can tell from the angle he's bladed off. His body's bladed towards the vehicle, but away from the driver, but he's positioned himself behind that side pillar back towards the B pillar.
Yeah,
Just to
that
give
B
you a
pillar.
little tactical insight. So
Yeah.
in case things go completely sideways, he can get off the line of attack and act appropriately. But continue.
And it doesn't help that the windows are tinted like they are also. So,
Yes.
everybody's looking from just from a civilian's perspective. They don't really understand the details that you're putting out there. The way you're putting out there. They don't look at it from their perspective. All they see is a person in there being pulled over, and they don't even. Most of these people, they don't even see that the guy's not. It just goes over their head that he's not compliant. So what do you expect to happen? I don't get what people think is supposed to happen after that. Oh, you just don't comply, then we just drive off and let you go? Is that what people are thinking? I don't know. And he's saying, call your supervisor. Like the supervisor is going to.
That's what I was gonna ask Al. Al, what's the rule? Like, a lot of people just start demanding supervisors right away. What is the rule? Do you guys have to send a supervisor? Because I guess people are under the impression that if they ask for a supervisor, that buys them time. Can you explain that real quick?
Well, that's more of a departmental policy thing. So each department is different.
Okay.
So on my side of the fence, when someone asks for a supervisor, I have to allow them to have access to speak to a supervisor. So from my experience, I've never had any issues with asking for a supervisor to show up and explain things to them. However, at the end of the day, non-compliance and and resistance is still resistance and still puts the officer in a precarious position, and he put his coworkers in a precarious position because they all have to come and back him up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but I hope that answered your question.
That did. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm about to break a window. I'm about to break a window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands. Here.
Now they break the window, and we don't have the perspective queued up, and I'll hunt the video down in a minute. But he open palms jabbed him in the face as he was going into the window to get access. What's your have you seen that video, Al?
I have seen that video where the subject was what appeared to be a palm strike to the face.
Right.
And
what are your thoughts on
that? I
that?
can understand why he did it, but my personal choice, I would have preferred to get the door open, grab the arm, and shoulder lock him out the car.
Okay.
But that's my choice. But I can understand if you tell somebody a dozen times to get out of the car and they're non-compliant and you don't know what they're doing, or you don't know if they're going to try to fight you or shoot you or whatever. I can understand how the officer reacted that way, even though that is not my personal choice.
Was the officer in the wrong? Was that justified?
In my opinion, I believe the officer was justified.
Okay.
From the standpoint of, you were asked multiple times to exit the vehicle. You not only shut the door and locked it, but you refused to comply multiple times.
Okay.
So based on the Graham v. Connor standard, the Supreme Court has stated multiple times about the objective reasonableness standard. Now, if I have to Kimura lock you to remove you from the car, or refer to as hammer lock or shoulder lock you to remove you from the seat, that's on the table. I can only, in the verbal de-escalation, verbal judo side of the fence, I can only talk to you so many times, dozens of times, before you take talking de-escalation off the table. And if I remember correctly, in this video, or one of the videos, a very large Bowie-sized knife was found in the floorboard, or either his floorboard or the passenger floorboard, that he had access to within reach. Also, within the traffic law in Georgia and I believe other states, within reach doctrine is also taken into consideration on every traffic stop. But continue.
Okay, all right. So basically, just to wrap up, you're saying you feel like he was a little justified for, chin checking, buddy.
Yes.
All right, that's wrong.
That's not my personal choice, but like from here, when he reaches in and grabs, you could easily just hammer lock, shoulder locked him, and kind of twisted him outward. But again, it depends upon the weight of the subject, whether he's belted in, and I can't see the subject's hands from here, so I don't know. I don't know if he's got a gun in his pants. I don't know if he's got a razor blade in his shirt. Because some folks who are ex-cons, been in a jail, they hide razor blades in the collars and sleeves of their shirts, and they'll sew them into the shirt. So you go from touching a guy to a guy trying to put a razor blade through your neck or through your fingers.
So the punch is like to stun the guy? Like,
in other words, it's that palm slap was to basically kind of throw him off balance to extricate him from the vehicle.
Okay. All right.
There's no reason. No, don't forget.
Put your hands behind your back. Resist. Hands behind your back. What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
Fucking talking shit, bro. I'm doing, bro. What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No, bro.
Yes, bro. Yes.
No for reason, bro. You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man. Bro.
And I'm just trying to have a real conversation with y'all, bro.
Okay, so look,
Salim,
that's
you gotta
about.
pull up the other video, because there's another video that from the other guy's angle, the guy in the car, the people should be able to see the punch. The original punch wasn't necessary, and when they pulled him out of the car, there was another punch immediately. Did you see that one, Mr. Al? Like when they pulled him out of the car, got him on his feet, there was another punch to the face.
I have not seen any video of him being struck after he got out the vehicle. I have seen the more people question the back of the skull hold in the previous video you just showed. Yeah. But many times the back of the skull and the back of the neck hold, many times that is used just to gain handcuff compliance when you're trying to get the person arms behind their back and they don't want to do it. So many times folks will immobilize the head or the neck in order to get both arms behind their back.
So
just also from a departmental policy standpoint, almost every police department, sheriff's office requires handcuffing behind the back.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I saw when they took him to the ground, it looked like it was a couple punches to the back too. Did you see that, Salim?
I don't know, man.
Did you see it or no?
I didn't see it, but there's a lot of little slips. They gonna slip a couple of little punches in, man. What's wrong with that?
That's fine.
Listen, I got something cute. Yeah, I got something queued up for you.
Mr. Al, you think that's fine when they slip a couple punches in? Because I can't tell if Salim's joking or not.
From my perspective, you are attempting to effect the arrest. So if I have to utilize force and strike you to effect the arrest, so be it. However, once those handcuffs come on and you are arrested, that changes the entire use of force dynamic.
All right, check it out. Let's check it out. Boom. He chilling.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is under. The driver, William McNeil Jr., filmed the incident on his phone, which shows him getting punched and pulled from his car. He says he suffered a concussion, a chipped tooth, and needed 9 stitches after the altercation. But the Sheriff's Office says the video doesn't tell the full story and released body cam footage to defend their actions.
Yes, sir.
Police say McNeil was initially pulled over for not having his headlights on in rainy conditions and for not wearing a seatbelt. When asked for his license and registration, he refused and locked his door.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
He was asked 7 times to exit the vehicle, but never did.
Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
That's when officers broke the window.
Reality is that all force, all violence is
Okay. Look, I really just wanted to get to the. I really wanted just to get to the pump strikes and snatching them out. And that's this is what's stirring people up right now, right? You got that forehead tapped. You see what I'm saying? And everybody mad. But look, man, when I watch a lot of these videos, right? I watch a ton of these things. So much as if somebody's pulling you over for your headlights out, and you start bucking because they pulled you over because your headlights out, what does that usually tell you? I mean, look, one, you got warrants. One, your license suspended. You ain't got no insurance. You got no registration. Something's going on. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. You know, that's typically what it is.
Or you're wanted in 5 states.
Exactly. That's just every single time, damn near 100% of the time. And they're just what he's doing is delaying the inevitable. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's all you're doing. Call a supervisor, and they keep asking you, "What am I being pulled over for, sir? Your headlights out." You know what I'm saying? And you ain't wearing your seatbelt. Now I see you're not wearing your seatbelt. Even it's super simple. Your headlights out, and that's why I'm pulling you over. No, I'm not. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. You see what I'm saying? So that's all he's doing is delaying it and inevitable. Instead of just saying, "Bro, okay, man, here's my license, whatever." You caught. It's a wrap. But people don't want to. They don't want to. People who watch this who err on his side, they don't want to. They don't want to own up to the fact that the guy's in the wrong. It's all it is. It's not. It's nothing more to it.
Like it's justified. Like open and shut case with this. The police did everything they needed to do.
Listen. I'll come from professional.
I'm asking you, Salim. I'm not asking.
And I'm answering the question. I'll come from a professional standpoint. I don't agree with the slap in the face. I don't think that the smack in the face was justified at that moment. Okay. I think they bust the window. The dude sat real still and calm. You know what I'm talking about? He said, "Here are my hands. My hands are up." Okay, open the door. You see what I'm saying? Grab him, bring him out. But I'm gonna tell you what happens too. These cops are human beings and they get frustrated. And I think there's a level of frustration that happens with it. And then there's also a level of every instance when you get in these situations, they aggressively bring the guy out and get him to the ground. It's no nice and easy. You put us through all of this. We're snatching you out the car. We're putting you on the ground. We're not taking no chances with it. We don't know what tendencies you have to jump back at us or whatever. So it's not gonna be pretty for you when we snatch you out of that car. I don't know if that's I don't know what the psychology is behind that. Maybe Al, you can shine some insight on that for us.
Well, in reference to that, many times it's not just the lack of compliance. It's also, in our world, lack of compliance is also a BVI, behavioral violence indicator of things going sideways or the individual behaving in a violent manner towards us, or as we also have said, this individual may have fought officers in the past. That also shows up in your in your driver's license record, believe it or not.
The what? Say it again. Say that one more time.
Also, if the individual has fought officers in the past, that also shows up in your criminal history.
Uh-oh.
So,
Okay.
so a lot of times, if the dispatcher tells you, you pull that same car over and you find out the car is has a, for example, was stolen out of X, Y, and Z state, or you find out the vehicle was possibly involved with a missing child or a child homicide case, or you find out certain things from, because a lot of times we're acting upon the information dispatch is telling us. So many times, and yes, we are human beings, when certain things happen or when certain things go a certain way, we are automatically programmed to automatically think worst case scenario, because worst case scenario may have happened to our friends. It may have happened to people we know about. It may have happened. You may have had, a coworker or a supervisor that got shot or got stabbed. So, or whatnot, or overdosed on drugs and you had to use Narcan on him or her. So these are all running through your head in that high stress scenario.
How long have you been an officer, Mr. Lassiter? How many years?
Total 18 in total, but 6 in Alabama, 12 in Georgia.
Okay, nice.
Okay,
Everything
let
you said-
me. I got this other video queued up. Go ahead, finish up.
Everything you said was very important information, because I was going to ask you, like, I guess it's hard for us as citizens to look at it through the lens of an officer. So everything you just said, it makes sense, because I hate to use this word, but maybe you guys are operating a little bit from a trauma standpoint. You said you might have got some friends that's been taken out in action. Like you said, some things might have happened where you guys had to use Narcan. But I'm looking at it, it's hard for me to look at stuff like this and not feel like, the racial side of it. And you being a black officer, do you ever look at stuff like this and feel the racial side of it? Or do you look at it as like from the blue side of it? Like, all right, these are, because it seems to me, based off of what you said, you look at it from an officer's point of view first, and you take the racial thing out first. After.
Well, from my perspective, I look at it from a law perspective. What does the law and the statute say? So I didn't write the law. However, it is my job to set enforce the law and or guide that said compliance with it. Now, the law applies to everybody, regardless of ethnicity or background or where you're from. From my perspective, the Constitution that we as officers are sworn to uphold and protect applies to everybody, regardless of what side of town you're from, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or from Mars. It all has to be applied across the board.
Right.
A lot of case law and criminal law is actually based upon what we refer to as the Due Process Amendment, the 14th Amendment in the Constitution. So essentially, so much of things like Graham v. Connor, Tennessee versus Garner, i.e. shooting a fleeing felon, which used to be legal and encouraged about 40 years ago.
Wow.
All those cases have been judged and adjudicated by what we call the Due Process 14th Amendment standard.
Right.
Also, in reference to traffic stops with the previous video, traffic stops are viewed as a seizure by the U.S. Supreme Court and the State Court of Georgia and other states. So when you pull somebody over or utilize use of force, or you OC somebody or thump somebody with a baton, or I tase you or shoot you, it's seen as a Fourth Amendment seizure. So all those things, use of force is viewed from a Fourth Amendment perspective.
Seizure. They taking. What do you mean seizure?
You're the
So
property of
when
the
I pull
government at
that
that
call,
point.
so what was that, sir?
When you say seizure, that's basically like you and your car. If you're being pulled over, you're property of the government at that point.
You're not property ago, but your vehicle is being immobilized, so it's seen as a seizure per the Constitution and per federal law and case law.
I got your ass now, buddy. I got you. You're mine. Hey, listen. Let's get to this video. Hey, man. Look. Tim. You know, and
That's also let me interject this from a
okay.
Fourth Amendment perspective. Traffic stops are not seen as a consensual encounter.
I got you. But listen, man. Look.
So, yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Ain't nobody, because it don't matter if you consensual to you or not. Your ass is mine.
You're property of the government at that point. Once
Your
you're
ass
pulled
is
over,
mine.
You have to comply, basically.
Now, yeah, and so a lot of people and people like Tim, they black first. You see what I'm saying? So
That's right.
in a traffic stop, especially if it's a black person, the blackness, no matter how that blackness comes out, that blackness is always right. So in that video that we just watched, you know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying? So that guy could not do no wrong. I don't care if his license was suspended. What the hell is happening? You know what I'm saying? You should have gave that black man the benefit of the doubt, and he didn't get that opportunity to have the benefit of the doubt, and so he's automatically wrong in his opinion. Now let's watch this. I want to see this phantom punch that, or it might not be. Let's see the second punch. We know the open hand slap, but let's see this. Let's see the other punch that Tim was
Start the video a little further back, Salim, around about 2:09. The punch comes in around 2:14, guys. And make your screen big, Salim. Please pause so that everybody can see and Mr. Lassiter can see. All right. So in about 5 seconds, they're gonna grab him, and I want you guys to see the second punch. Tell me if you see it, Mr. Lassiter.
Ooh, Lordy. Yeah,
Did you see that?
Saw that
Mr.
right
Lassiter?
I did see that. Yes.
Did you not see that before?
I did not see that before. No.
Now, was that justifiable? Was that necessary?
Yeah.
Salim,
Well,
be quiet.
Don't tell me to be quiet. No, don't tell me to be quiet. Listen, see what I'm saying? They're gonna have
Let the
talk
professional
right there.
talk, please.
Yeah.
Mr. Lassiter, you have the
from my perspective, when the individual finally was getting out of the car, he had to be removed from the vehicle, and then he had to be told multiple times to put his hands behind his back, which he was not doing. So, from my understanding, he was still resisting arrest. Now, I would not have punched him, but from that standpoint, if you're not because they had to tell him 3 or 4 times, put your hands behind your back, then they had to take him to the ground in order to effect the arrest. So, me personally, I would not have punched him because I have a different combative skill set. But I can understand why he was punched.
Let's watch it again. Hold on a second. That guy in the glasses.
All right,
Hold on for a second. The guy in the glasses. The guy in the glasses.
So he grabbed the.
That's 4 seconds between him being pulled out the car and punched in the face. Put your hands behind your back. They're grabbing him. There's 3 guys on him. Now, whether they're telling him to put his hands behind his back, this dude is being pulled out of the car. He has no control of his hands. Now, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying we got 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, boom, punch in the face. I don't know if that's justifiable. Mr. Lassiter, you said that you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't have punched the guy the first time or the second time. I think you're one of the good guys, man. I think you're one of the good guys. I think those guys who punched him in the face were bad guys. That's just
I don't agree with the punch in the face, man.
I don't
Listen, they had his hands behind the back, and they actually looked like he punched him in the face. while they had his hands behind his back.
Seems to me, Salim, that you don't care that he was punched in the face, even though you don't agree with it. You don't care.
I do care. What are you talking about? I've been saying I don't care. I mean, I don't agree. I've been saying that I don't agree with him being punched in the face or the open hand slam. I don't think none of that was called for. But I do listen. Some people you have to disorientate them, and you know, saying maybe it is called for with some people. This wasn't one of those cases, and I felt like that guy with the glasses who did all that punching and smacking. I felt like he just wanted to. He couldn't wait for the opportunity to do that.
If I remember correctly, I believe that officer was, I believe he was suspended by the department.
He was suspended, but there was no criminal charges, but he was suspended.
Justified.
Now, like I said, every department's use of force policy is different, and I personally am of the opinion I would not have punched him, but I can understand in the heat of the moment being that upset and seeing what the individual may or may have done. I can understand why he was punched.
I'm gonna tell you something else too. I'm being serious now. You just don't see, and this is why, like, I hate this whole racism talk. I hate all this racism, this and that. It just drives me crazy because what happens, it gets watered down, and everything becomes racism. Then when you do see real racism things or whatever motivated those people, it's not. It's you don't know how to, and this is what this is all boiled down to. You don't know. It's like, man, you can't, if you keep calling everything racism, then nothing's going to be racism. You see what I'm saying? Like, your credibility goes down the drain is what tends to happen. But what I don't see black cops, Mexican cops, Asian cops reacting like this too often. You do see more white cops doing this more often than anybody else. You see what I'm saying? It's just like all of us said. Even you said we don't see that, hey man, aggressive force on people. You see what I'm saying? When especially when they chill, we're a little bit more laid back. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what.
For the numbers, are you seeing something different?
I would say I also have to interject, every situation is different too. So there have been situations where folks should have been punched in the face and they were not.
They did get punched in the face. I see that.
And they actually ended up injuring the officer or worse.
I've seen that too. Yes.
So also to let you know from the concept, not just from what we used to call the use of force paradigm, but also from the concept that every situation is different, every use of force is different. For example, if that officer had used OC spray and sprayed him while in the car, somebody would have said, well, the OC was unreasonable use of force.
Excessive, huh?
Because there are some people who make that argument. Now, I've OC'd people several times. I think it's a fantastic tool, and not only will it get people off of you, but it will also make them comply very quickly. However, some people think it's excessive. So from my viewpoint, many times it's in the eye of the beholder, not necessarily. A lot of people don't think about from the viewpoint of the law and the case law and the cases that have been cited previously.
What does OC stand for? Is that pepper spray?
OC stands for oleoresin capsicum.
What's that? The chemical they use?
So oleoresin, yes, oleoresin capsicum. So the variant that law enforcement officers are issued comes out to approximately, normally anywhere between 10 to 15 million BTUs of heat. So in other words, when I spray you with it, or one of my associates sprays you with it, it feels like a frying pan up against your skin.
Oh Lord!
Oh, so it don't just burn the eyes; it burn the skin.
So it's designed to go into your pores and creates this burning sensation. So
I'm sorry to interrupt. How long have y'all been using that?
I've had OC spray for as long as I've been an officer.
So the public just refers to it as pepper spray, or is the stuff that's available to the public different from what you guys have?
It's the same stuff. It's just a higher level of intensity and heat.
All right.
So
Gotcha.
it's
I
the
just never
same
heard.
ingredients.
Okay.
It's just the technical term is OC or Olaresca capsicum spray, but it
All
is
right.
still the same peppers that are used.
Understood. That's good stuff, man. Salim, you got anything else from Mr. Lassiter?
Nah, but I got something for you.
Well, we can
Mm.
talk about it offline, buddy. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I ain't think so.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, this kind of stuff you get emotional with this kind of stuff. You can't be emotional.
Salim is desensitized to um, a lot of stuff when it comes to race. And Salim, you look like you muted yourself. All right, you're back now. Um,
Like, you
but
hear?
but
I was about to say,
yeah,
man, I
we
got
don't
it
have to
muted.
go on. If y'all want to see me and Salim go back and forth, go to our Amazon video. And but
Don't
we
go to
don't
that
have to do
video.
that
That's
tonight.
a whole new video.
We don't have to do that tonight, Salim. But Mr. Lassiter, you've been very professional and gracious with your time tonight, and just very informative, man. I think the people learned a lot, and I hope we can have you on for other videos like this in the future, man. If you're cool with it.
Well, I appreciate the invite and I thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to coming back in the future.
Nah, that's great, man. That's great. Well, I think that's all I got, guys. If y'all got any questions for Mr. Lassiter, leave it in the comments below. Y'all got any questions or agreements or disagreements, leave it in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please let Salim know how y'all feel about him. Keep doing that. He
Nah,
needs
let
to
us know how you
hear
feel
about himself.
I'm what?
Okay? Salim needs to hear about himself. So please keep letting him know about himself in the comments below. We'll see y'all on the next episode, and we're out of here.
All right, peace.